to grow their produce. People come out of their cells and onto the field. And the prison guards are up on horses with their rifles while black people tend these fields. These over-policed, underrepresented black people whose every common action has been criminalized. And ain't a damn thing changed. So I don't want to go to Whole Foods. But then who doesn't take advantage of prison labor? Who fucking doesn't? I go to Shaw's, it'll be the same thing. Shaw's just isn't getting their shit blown up because it's a relatively small, regional chain that doesn't have a big name on it. So people, you go for the names that people know. It's impossible to be an ethical consumer the way our society is structured right now, because people busted their ass to get paid a fair wage to work in a factory, and then they ship the factories to places where people haven't gotten their rights because it wasn't around long enough for them to fight for it. They're working on it, but it ain't there yet. And then people are like, oh, buy USA because that's bad. They're taking our jobs. That's fair. But the majority of things in this country that have that nice Made in the USA logo with a little flag on it and it says Made in China really tiny under the sticker because the sticker's made in China are made behind bars by someone who's getting paid 2 cents an hour and has to spend $20 on a pack of tampons in the commissary. So what? So what? And no one can be innocent of it. No one can be innocent of it. It's not viable and it's not possible because we don't have the skills to sustain every single aspect of our lives. I could learn to sew my own clothes, and then I have to wonder whether or not the people in the factory where they made the fabric and the needles and the thread and the sewing machine are being treated ethically. And I can't just make all the needles and the fabric and the thread myself. I don't have a farm. I don't own land. 10 minutes ago, people owned me. How am I going to have land? Like land, to work the land. Where? So, I walk around in my clothes knowing that pretty much guaranteed that every single person who made it possible for me to be clothed was exploited. And in order to purchase ethically, you have to not be currently exploited because you have to be able to fucking afford that shit. And here we are. Here we are with the prison guard on the horse in the field and the sun beating down on a Negro's back, and all's right with the motherfucking white supremacist world. And ain't a damn thing changed. What else?
Sorry.
Why are you raising your hand?
I just want to make sure. I can say something. A friend of mine, you've met. No, actually, yeah, you have met her. She posted, reposted on Facebook. I want to secret block things.
Whatever.
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
And it said something along the lines of, put down your race cards now, because she's white, just to give everyone who's watching the thing context, yeah. And it's like, because after the police, it was after the Dallas shooting, and it's like everyone needs to just put their cards down and come to like this amicable solution. The phrase, put the race card away.
Put the card away.
Yeah.
I didn't decide to play this game, and I'm playing with the cards that I was fucking dealt.
Well, what?
And it was a dirty fucking hand. Okay? I didn't pick the cards that I get to play in this rigged game I didn't sign up for. That is the only game in town. So why don't you shut the fuck up? Don't put your race cards down. Why don't you just put your top jaw down on top of the bottom one so the words can stop falling out of the biggest hole in your face? Because what you just said doesn't fucking mean anything. Oh, we can all just come to an amicable solution. Oh, gee. We can all just come to an amicable solution. You cracked the motherfucking code. Thank you, Becky. Thank you. I never in my life thought of that. Okay. 1515, Columbus and his thugs wiped out the indigenous population of the island my motherfucking came here from. Okay. And in all the intervening time, in 500 motherfucking years of centering this half of the fucking planet around the profit and convenience of people who come from Europe, it never occurred to any individual one of us that maybe we can all just talk about it and be nice to each other and hug and then we'll be good. Wow, thank you. Thank you much, Sarah that has a G in her name somehow. Thank you for that. Never thought of that one. You just deserve a Nobel Peace Prize. Shut the fuck up. What? Stop. Stop. Okay? Stop. Anyway. What else we got? I'm just looking at you because you're directly in front of me.
It's okay, and I'm like, I already know that. How do you take on the world? Like, from waking up to going back to sleep?
I don't fucking know.
You just do it. That's what it is.
I don't.
What about the stairs? But I know you get stairs.
I don't know. How do I take on the world from when I get up to when I fall asleep? I don't even know how I'm doing this. I'm just here because I haven't gotten taken out yet. I've been walking through life like it's a nightmare. And there's no shitty phone call to even wake me up. I was having that nightmare and woke up and it was still real. And I don't know. I don't have an answer to how I'm doing it. I'm just here. Just here. Not giving up out of pure spite and nothing else. Skating by on fucking anger and rage. Oh, we can just be friends and we can just be nice. Really? Because that got a whole lot of people fucking dead. And the only thing keeping me going is being too pissed off about the shit that keeps happening to stop trying to make it not happen. Fucking, I walk around screaming on the top of my lungs and in a very real way, I have it in my head that I know it's not going to make any difference. And I do it anyway, because I can't not try. I don't know how to not fucking try. There's like how many things I've faced down that have been insurmountable. And I know it's insurmountable. I know I'm gonna fucking lose this fight, but I can't not try. It's like, I have to bust out fucking nerdiest story for perseverance that I have. It's the one that's been carrying me through since I was in fucking junior high. Lord of the Rings. I love it. I live for it. Yeah, they're problematic, but you know, what ain't, okay? I could write a fucking 6 or 7 dissertations. But I'm going to stick to the story that made all the difference for me when I was a child and I was powerless and I had fucking nothing
accept this to get me through it. Because I live my life around stories. Because they teach me how to deal with reality as it is. In Lord of the Rings, in the extended lore for Middle Earth, Professor Tolkien writes about fighting the long defeat. The way that the elves ended up in the part of the world that they are, they did a whole lot of fucked up shit that they had no business doing and got, cursed by whatever. Okay? From the very beginning of their lives on the continent they had come to, they were set up to fail. They were set up to be defeated. They were set up for everything to go wrong, no matter how good and how just and how right and how righteous their aims may become. They were set up for every single thing to go wrong because of a couple of assholes. And it talks about fighting this long defeat, this idea that even though we know we are going to fail, even though everything is set up to be wrong, even though all of the good in the world will never be good enough, we will keep fighting the long defeat. You will fight until you are defeated. Because damn it, you're gonna have to put my ass in the ground to get me to stop. And maybe one fine day, in a perfect storybook ending, the Eagles will come and some, Deus Ex Machina will manifest itself and make shit go just a little bit right for somebody. Even though that somebody is not going to be me. It's fighting that long defeat. Because someone else is going to inherit this world.
Walk around.
No, they couldn't walk around. But that's the story of what I'm saying here. They can't just walk around because that convenience of not taking 2 steps to the side is more important than what anyone else has to do or say or think or feel or care about. But it's okay. They can walk on by and not hear shit and not think about shit as if they're the only people on this planet. Never mind the city of Boston. And I'm gonna be heard regardless. And I will fight until I am fucking defeated. No matter who walks between me and the fucking microphone. And sing.
Oh. I was like, I haven't even...
Okay, what's your question?
How do you feel about people perpetuating the narrative of Martin Luther King's peaceful but steady protest versus, how should they do that? Like, y'all gotta be peaceful when you're protesting and be respectful. Like, when they're not, when they can walk away from the situation.
Yeah, I mean, how can they do that is a better question. How can they shut the fuck up if they're not gonna say something constructive? Yes, let's do that. That thing that people spent a few decades doing and then we're still standing here talking about that, let's do it again. Because that makes so much sense. To do the exact same thing that we've been doing, and yet we're still standing here. Just do that again. When people say shit like that, they're saying they want us to fail. Because that didn't work. You know it didn't work, because if it had worked, we wouldn't be having this fucking conversation right now. So you want me to do something that you know isn't effective then. You want me to do something that isn't going to make a meaningful difference then. You want me to do something that guarantees me to fail then. Because you just told me to do what they did back in the 60s to stop the thing that's happening right now from happening. Because that worked. Because this isn't happening. Wait. What? Where have you been? What are you talking about? No, Brittany, you got, tumors and shit going on in your brain. You know what you should try? You should try walking around school having a really bad migraine and not knowing why. Because it's a lot less trouble for people than going to the hospital and then everybody has to worry about you. And then it costs health insurance money and shit. know? Why don't you try that? Why don't you try that? Answer the why don't you try walking around doing what you were doing before what you're doing now?
Can I do that?
Because you'd be dead.
I
You would be in the ground.
I'd be a body bag.
You would be in the ground. Okay? And I'd be fucking at your funeral, fucking crying and shit. Hello? So yeah, anytime anyone says, oh, you should do what MLK did, and also, usually when people are like, oh, you should do this thing that MLK did. Really? Because that's exactly what we're doing right now. Like, oh, do you really think that Martin Luther King would be blocking up roads and inconveniencing people? You ain't even gone to the theater and see Selma? That shit ain't on Netflix yet? What do you mean he wouldn't? Who do you think we got that idea from? Where have you been? Where have you been? What do you mean? What are you talking about he wouldn't? When he did. That's exactly what he did. Martin Luther King wouldn't do exactly the thing that he's most well known for doing that got some results in the past. What? You're not even trying. You're just saying shit. Just words falling out of your mouth. Because you don't know how to, like, should I wire your jaw shut? Because you can't keep it that way on your own. What do you mean? Let's pull fucking out of context quote and ignore entire fucking speeches and articles, fucking tomes worth of things that he said publicly, that he published on the record, that you could Google right now, that are actually the opposite of all the bullshit you're sitting here saying. Why don't we do that? Why don't we talk about the fact that Martin Luther King said that the riot is the voice of the unheard? Why don't we talk about the fact that Martin Luther King tried to keep everything peaceful and kosher and chill, but when it couldn't be and it wasn't, then damn it wasn't. And he never said that the people who couldn't keep it chill didn't deserve the fucking results of a better world to live in. Where did he say that? Show me where Martin Luther King said that if you protest to have your rights, but you don't say it in a nice way, you can't have your rights. Explain to me where. Dime donde. Where does it say that? I would love to know. Just for informational purposes, I would love to know where he said that. Show me. Fucking show me. You can't, because you're full of shit. And you're not trying. Goodbye. Okay. What else we got?
How has the American dream changed, or even if it was a dream? And I guess for being black, the American dream is to not die by cops.
Yeah. The American dream, our black asses, it's always been a fucking nightmare. From the moment they fucking caught somebody and threw them on a fucking boat. It's been a, what dream? What dream where? This fucking nightmare. The black American dream is to wake the fuck up from this shit. So that we don't have to fucking be having this conversation. That's all that is. The American dream. Most white people don't have access to that. Never mind me. And white people are taught that they have more in common with the people who prevent them from achieving that dream than they do with my ass, whose work helps them to actually achieve that dream. American dream where? I had that nightmare, woke up, it was still real. My American fucking nightmare. God, that sounds like a fucking Rob Zombie album title, doesn't it?
Fall Out Boy song.
My
Fall Out
God.
Boy.
Is it actually?
No, but it should be.
It really should.